Emotion, for the Stoic, is not a flaw. It is a force, natural, powerful, but not sovereign. Feelings rise and fall like tides. They stir within us. But they are not commands. Anger, frustration, sadness, these are part of being human. They are not meant to drive the ship. The Stoic does not suppress them. He studies them. He asks, where did this come from? And what can I do that is good in spite of it? This understanding empowers him, giving him a sense of control over his inner world. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts," emphasizing that emotions stem from our perceptions, not external events. By examining these perceptions, the Stoic gains clarity, transforming emotion from a master to a messenger. To understand emotion is not to silence it. It is to clarify its place. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the mind is the ruler. Emotions may knock, but they do not open the door unless invited. In the pause between anger and reaction, between fear and retreat, we find our power, a power not to dominate but to decide. This pause is where wisdom takes root. For example, when faced with betrayal, the Stoic might feel the sting of anger but pauses to consider, is this anger mine to hold, or does it reflect the actions of another? This practice of reflection, rooted in Stoic teachings, aligns with modern cognitive behavioral therapy, which encourages reframing thoughts to manage emotional responses. By choosing how to interpret events, the Stoic shapes his inner experience. In this space, something changes. The Stoic no longer measures himself by how often emotion visits, but by how wisely he responds. He begins to see that emotions are not enemies. They are signals pointing toward wounds, desires, and attachments. In observing them without being ruled by them, he gains freedom, a liberation from the tyranny of his own emotions. Seneca noted, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality," suggesting that emotions often amplify our distress when left unchecked. By observing emotions with detachment, the Stoic learns to distinguish between what is real and what is exaggerated by the mind. When you detach from needing emotions to disappear, or needing them to justify your action, you begin to live differently. You act not out of heat, but out of alignment. From that alignment, composure flows, even in chaos. This composure is not about denying pain but about choosing not to let it dictate your path. For instance, a Stoic facing loss might feel grief but chooses to honor the moment with gratitude for what was, rather than resentment for what is gone. This shift fosters resilience, allowing the Stoic to navigate life's storms with steady hands. This is not emotional restraint in the modern sense, Stoicism with a lowercase s. It is the practiced art of being clear, present, and sovereign over the inner world. It's not about never feeling but about never being mastered by what you feel. To further illustrate, consider how Marcus Aurelius applied this in his life as an emperor, facing war and betrayal yet writing, "When you have savories and fine dishes set before you, you will gain an idea of their nature if you tell yourself that this is the corpse of a fish." This perspective helped him see desires and emotions as transient, not absolute, allowing him to remain grounded. The Stoic's approach to emotion is active, not passive. It involves daily practice, journaling to reflect on feelings, questioning their origins, and choosing responses aligned with reason. This practice transforms emotions from chaotic forces into tools for growth. By embracing this disciplined observation, the Stoic cultivates a life where emotions inform but do not rule, fostering a deep sense of inner peace and empowerment. In a world of flashing rewards, instant updates, and relentless measurement, it's easy to confuse worth with outcome. Performance becomes identity. Metrics become meaning. For many today, this trap is subtle but consuming, to be defined by how much, how fast, how loudly they succeed. Social media amplifies this, where likes and followers become proxies for value. The Stoic steps back. He chooses a quieter path that begins not with applause but with principle. Epictetus taught, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do," urging us to define ourselves by our intentions, not external validation. Self-mastery is not about performing perfectly. It is about showing up aligned, internally anchored and externally adaptable. It is choosing to govern oneself rather than be governed by impulses, trends, or the need to prove something. The Stoic is not indifferent to excellence, but he knows excellence lies in effort, not in reward. Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult," highlighting that self-mastery begins with the courage to act from principle, not fear of failure. In today's world, this might mean resisting the urge to check notifications compulsively, choosing instead to focus on meaningful work. To detach from the results is not to abandon ambition. It is to reclaim agency. You work not for recognition but because the work is right. You strive not because success will complete you but because discipline shapes you. The Stoic knows that success is not in the outcome but in the clarity of intention and the integrity of action. For example, a professional facing a failed project might feel frustration but focuses on what was learned rather than the loss. This shift, rooted in Stoic practice, builds a resilience that external setbacks cannot shake. In this way, self-mastery becomes a practice, not a performance. It is the willingness to keep refining yourself, even when no one notices. It is a quiet strength built over time, tested in moments when ego wants to shout and impulse wants to act. The Stoic employs tools like negative visualization, imagining potential setbacks to prepare mentally, or journaling to reflect on daily choices. These practices ground him, ensuring his actions align with his values, not fleeting desires. Modern distractions tempt us to rush, to react, to crave validation. But the Stoic slows down. He listens. He reflects. And when he acts, it is from clarity, not compulsion. In a workplace driven by deadlines, he might pause to prioritize tasks based on their true importance, not urgency. This deliberate approach counters the chaos of modern life, where burnout is common. By focusing on what aligns with his principles, the Stoic maintains inner calm amidst external noise. Self-mastery, then, is not a fixed state. It is a daily choice, to be less ruled by emotion, less driven by outcome, and more devoted to what is right. That devotion, day by day, builds a life no victory can inflate and no loss can diminish. It fosters a freedom that external measures cannot touch, allowing the Stoic to navigate life with purpose and poise, grounded in the knowledge that his worth lies in his character, not his achievements. And now let's draw 12 principles for the Stoic, each expanded with deeper insight and practical application. Principle 1. Embrace emotional awareness. Emotion is not the enemy. It is the invitation. The Stoic does not deny what he feels, he attends to it. He observes the flame without leaping into it. Every frustration, every longing, every surge of sadness is a moment to look inward, not outward, to ask, where is this coming from? What does this teach me? For instance, when faced with anger, instead of lashing out, the Stoic might journal, noting, this anger stems from unmet expectations. This practice, rooted in Epictetus' teachings, fosters clarity and growth. Awareness is not suppression. It is stewardship. You hold your emotions like a craftsman holds fire, not to extinguish, not to let loose, but to shape. Let feeling rise, but do not let it rule. Observe. Learn. Choose your response. By categorizing emotions as signals, the Stoic aligns with wisdom, using tools like reflective writing to deepen self-understanding. Principle 2. Act with reason, not passion. Passion may surge, but reason stands firm. The Stoic is not cold, he is clear. When the heart races, when the world presses in, he does not flinch or lash out. Instead, he pauses, considers, and moves with intention, not impulse. Epictetus advised, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, emphasizing reasoned responses. For example, in a heated argument, the Stoic might breathe deeply and choose words that de-escalate. To act with reason is not to erase passion. It is to channel it. Let the fire warm, not burn. Let your choices reflect your principles, not your impulses. This is not detachment from feeling. It is devotion to discernment, ensuring actions align with long-term values, not fleeting emotions. Principle 3. Live in alignment with virtue. Virtue is the compass. Not success. Not applause. Not outcome. The Stoic walks by what is right, not by what is rewarded. Wisdom, justice, courage, temperance. These are not ornaments. They are foundations. Choosing honesty over popularity in a workplace dilemma exemplifies this principle. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." To live by virtue is to find peace in your own actions, even when the world misunderstands them. It is to know that you acted with care, with clarity, with principle. That knowledge is unshakable. And in that steadiness, the soul flourishes, fostering confidence and self-assuredness. Principle 4. Focus on what you can control. The world may move beyond his reach, and events may rise and fall like waves. But the Stoic does not chase what slips through his fingers. Instead, he returns to the shore of what is his: thought, effort, and response. Epictetus' dichotomy of control teaches that only our judgments and actions are truly ours. For example, you cannot control a colleague's opinion, but you can control your response to it. Control is not force, it is focus. You do not bend the wind. You set your sail. You do not dictate fortune. You choose your conduct. Let your energy stay where your hands work and your heart rest, ensuring effort is directed purposefully. Principle 5. Respond to challenges with composure. Life will press. It will surprise. The Stoic breathes. He does not react, he responds. Composure is not weakness. It is readiness. The unshaken mind meets difficulty not with panic, but with presence. Seneca's advice, "You have power over your mind, not outside events," guides this principle. Facing a sudden job loss, the Stoic focuses on next steps, not despair. This calm is not born of indifference, but of preparation. You have trained for this. You know who you are. And that knowing is stronger than the moment's noise, allowing you to navigate challenges with clarity. Principle 6. Accept failure as part of success. Failure is not the opposite of progress, it is its tutor. The Stoic does not cling to victory or recoil from defeat. He accepts both as part of the rhythm. A missed step, a wrong word, a lost chance, none of these define you. They refine you. For example, a failed business venture teaches resilience and strategy, not worthlessness. Each fall is a page in the journal of becoming. Study it. Rise from it. Let it carve something wiser in you, building character through experience. Principle 7. Cultivate resilience through adversity. Adversity introduces you to your edges. The Stoic walks into hardship not to suffer, but to strengthen. He does not ask for ease. He asks to be made equal to what life demands. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way, turning obstacles into opportunities." Resilience is not toughness. It is elasticity. The capacity to be stretched and return stronger. Face what is hard. Endure what is heavy. Let it make you more, fostering growth through challenge. Principle 8. Avoid the trap of perfectionism. Perfection is the ghost you never catch. It haunts the ambitious. The Stoic knows this. He does not waste life waiting to be flawless. He aims instead to be consistent, to improve, to do the work, even when the mood does not match. For instance, writing daily, even imperfectly, builds skill over time. Perfection seduces with promises. Consistency delivers with quiet steps. Do the work. Learn. Begin again. This is the Stoic path, not to shine, but to stay in motion, prioritizing progress over unattainable ideals. Principle 9. Live with integrity. Integrity is alignment. Thought, word, deed, moving in the same direction. The Stoic does not bend to gain approval. He does not contort to fit the moment. He moves from his core. Steady, clear. Choosing to admit a mistake, even at personal cost, reflects this principle. Integrity is not about being noticed. It's about being whole. When the world is loud, it is the silent weight you stand on, ensuring your actions reflect your values. Principle 10. Recognize the impermanence of life. Everything fades. The Stoic does not mourn this, he honors it. He lives knowing that nothing lasts, so he cherishes more. He holds lightly. He loves deeply. He lets go with grace. The practice of memento mori, reflecting on mortality, reminds him to value the present. This moment is fleeting. Let it matter. Let it teach. Let it be enough, fostering a deeper appreciation for life's transience. Principle 11. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is not a mood. It is a decision, a posture. The Stoic chooses gratitude daily, not because everything is good, but because something always is. He sees what remains. He thanks for the chance to begin again. Journaling 3 things you're grateful for each day reinforces this habit. Gratitude grounds. It humbles. It quiets the endless want. In giving thanks, the Stoic finds sufficiency. And in sufficiency, peace, building a foundation for contentment. Principle 12. Pursue wisdom above all. Wisdom is the North Star. The Stoic does not chase cleverness. He seeks understanding. Of self. Of others. Of the way things are. He knows that wisdom is not the accumulation of knowledge, but the application of it. Marcus Aurelius advised, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. He studies, questions, and listens. When he acts, it is with a mind sharpened by practice and a heart rooted in discernment. To live wisely is to live awake, aware, and aligned. It is not easy, but it is enough, guiding the Stoic toward a flourishing life.